Riots all over the world, from the UK to the Philippines. We're going to jump right into it. It's getting out of hand.
Something's coming.
Something's definitely coming.
London police clash with pro-Palestinian protesters in violent confrontation. Hey! I'm walking here. England's cooked, bro.
Yeah, the UK is really bursting at the seams. It's really set and primed for all-out revolution, civil war. It's been very volatile there. They left the EU. They were never really a part of the EU, in my opinion, because they had their own currency. Like, they weren't all in to begin with, in my opinion, because of what's going on in Gaza, in the Middle East, and
the amount of immigrants
they have there. I got to be honest, with you. That whole situation in the UK is way more complicated than just these news flashes that we're seeing.
Yeah.
You cannot neglect the history of the UK, helping to destroy the entire world for centuries when they were an empire. Okay? Bro, they murdered millions of people for the crown. Millions of people. I will never justify what some of these immigrants or packies, and no offense to them, but they seem to be the ones that keep getting targeted. You got people like Tommy Robinson calling them out. Okay? And I gotta be fair too. Like, if I was from the UK and I'm like, damn, my whole country's changing and I don't recognize my own country, I would probably feel like Tommy Robinson. But he doesn't paint the whole picture.
Yeah, he just blames it on a religion.
He's letting out his frustration, on the religion. Why don't you blame the ethnicity? If it's predominantly Pakis, then say the Paki immigrants. It's not the religion's fault. There's rotten characters in every race, religion, creed. But let's give a quick 20 seconds of how your country got here. Here's how the UK got to where it is today. You guys were evil and went all over the world with your boats and your armies and your militaries, and you brutally oppressed millions and millions and hundreds of millions of people in India, in present-day Pakistan, in what's called Bangladesh, and all over the world. You massacred people. Massacred. You even imposed famines on them. People so you neglect your own history first. Then, in recent history, you guys didn't learn your lesson to stay out of people's business. You had a man named Tony Blair with George Bush, the president, invade Iraq, destabilize the entire Middle East. 1 million people died about lies that Tony Blair pushed. I'm glad this is funny to you. People are dying, and you're mimicking me while I explain why people die. I hope it's good.
I just love the hand gestures. Just keep going.
1 million people lose their life. Is Tommy Robinson upset about that? Then they don't point out it's just hypocrisy, man. I understand the frustration of the Brits. I get it. You guys were no angels. Maybe you're getting karma, man. But leave the out of it. Leave the Albanians out of it. Leave all the immigrants out of your country, right? Why are you guys not having kids? Why are you not having kids in the UK? Are there Muslims holding your cocks and not letting them go into women to get married? Like, how is that the Muslims' fault? So if you want to talk about birth rate and all that stuff, you guys are on a trajectory for destruction anyway. All of Europe is. All of Europe is on a path to complete destruction, not because of Muslims, not because of migrants. That's a whole separate issue. You guys not getting married and following the tenements of God is what has led you to your own destruction. Now, on behalf of the Muslims that are normal, which is the majority of us, if someone's doing these types of acts and doing things to children and women, you're a Muslim. You got a problem with them taking these people and executing them publicly? Because I don't.
Put them in the town square.
And I want it slow. I don't want just execution like machine gun. No. That's too easy. I'm telling you. Albanian, whoever, even my own, if they commit crime and they harm women and children, here's what I would do. It's called a triple Becker. You take them, you put them over, and the British are good at this because they tortured people throughout history. Like, they're amazing. Like, they used to have dungeons and
they got plenty of YouTube videos about it, all the creative ways.
Yeah, we actually went out. Like, they were the best at that. They would let rats eat you to death. Here's a triple Becker. You take this person that's been found guilty of hurting women or children.
Yeah.
You start a small fire. You don't want the fire to cook. You want them to die slow, bro. I don't want them. I will fly into the UK. You capture these grooming gangs, any of these, but make sure you round up the clergy too. The Anglicans, the ones that are going with boys. At least these guys are they're going with little boys. Make sure we get them too.
Doesn't matter what religion, bro.
Doesn't matter what religion, what race, or what group they claim to be from. Please round them all up. I will fly, and I swear to God, I'll fly in first class. I would love to come watch, set a small fire, put them right above it. So cook some slow. I don't want them to be out of their misery right away. Then I want you to slowly, as they're burning, like it starts, like the temperature's increasing. As you start pulling them up with a rope by their neck, and then open fire. That's a triple Becker. That's what should be done to people that touch children and women against their will. I'm all for it. As a matter of fact, that's the punishment in Islam. If you take advantage of someone physically, you're supposed to be executed.
I know. That's the irony of calling it Muslim grooming gangs, when according to Islam, the religion of Muslims, they would be taken out.
Now, you want to say Pakistani, ethnic Pakistanis, okay? You have to identify them somehow, but identifying them by the religion. You guys didn't even take care of your own church, the Anglican church. The guy had to step down. Stop blaming the religion. The religion does not allow that, nor does it promote that. So that's why I can't support people like Tommy Robinson. I understand some of his grievances, but he loses it with his blind hatred and his targets on the wrong. You should be mad at your politicians. You should be mad at your politicians that invaded other countries under false pretenses. Tony Blair. Pull it up, bro. Pull up Tony Blair, okay? This is who he should be mad at, okay?
The United States knows that Iraq has weapons of mass destruction. The UK knows that they have weapons of mass destruction. Any country on the face of the earth with an active intelligence program knows that Iraq has weapons of mass destruction,
which could be activated within 45 minutes, including against his own Shia population.
The choice is his. And if he does not disarm, the United States of America will lead a coalition and disarm him in the name of peace.
More like in the name of...
Yeah.
We got to look backwards now. Who did it benefit? It didn't benefit the American people. Destabilizing the Middle East is why they could bomb Qatar today with no repercussions. That wouldn't have been happening if Saddam was in power.
Yeah.
Getting back to the point. Not that I like Saddam. Getting back to the point. You guys are the reason millions of people lost their lives. Your politicians lied to you back then. They're the ones saying, I am against open borders. I don't care what nation. Every nation deserves sovereignty, right?
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Your leaders made these policies, destabilized the Middle East, and opened your borders and welcomed all these people. And the same thing they're doing in my country, okay? Trump's changing it now. I mean, I don't know if he's gone completely, though, like a complete extreme. I mean, we shouldn't be throwing out the guy that's washing cars, bro. I mean, what the f***? But getting back to the point, like, this is a very complex issue. So when someone like Tommy Robinson comes and says, it's the Muslims' fault. No, you need to look in the mirror first, always.
Do you think it's also being a bit blown out of proportion with social media? Because, like,
absolutely.
I'm sure, like, if you go to the UK, I doubt you're going to see, like, any of this stuff.
I believe what's happening now they are agents of chaos. What is known as a color revolution. Do you know what a color revolution is?
No.
Okay, I'm going to teach you because Unc teach you guys things, okay? So what's a color? Let's just look at the simple
Google.com, bro.
Just hang on. Color revolution. Yeah.
He always looks up Google.com first.
Okay. A color revolution refers to a series of nonviolent protests and popular uprisings that lead to changes in government in post-Soviet states and other nations in the early 21st century. These movements were triggered by fraudulent election results and authoritarianism, using methods like nonviolent resistance, civil disobedience, and internet activism to establish Western-style democracies. Examples include the Rose Revolution in Georgia. So basically, the internet is a weapon that plants the ideas in the brains of the population to overthrow their government. And a lot of times it's foreign actors, right? When they remember, like they were trying to say it was Russian collusion. It was like they were doing the same here, trying to blame Russia. So you have these bad actors. You have these algorithms. They push an agenda. It's more powerful than television, bro. It's echo chamber. Everyone's seeing the same thing. Muslims are evil. Muslims are evil. British is evil. British is evil. White people, black people. The same thing's happening with the girl that just lost her life.
Yeah, I was just about to say, bro, it's for the people in power right now, it's got to be like such a joke for them with how easy it is to divide people. It's like, okay, we're doing a really good job at dividing Christians and Muslims this week. All the Christians hate the Muslims. They think that Islam is the problem, which is retarded. We both believe that Jesus is going to return. According to Islam, if you commit one of these egregious acts, your head gets chopped off like this. And then, okay, we're doing a good job with this. Now, okay, let's get a black guy, do some MK Ultra weird stuff on him. Whatever it is,
even
bro.
if it's a random act, they magnify to the point so the whole entire race is demonized.
Bro, exactly. My point is, it's not that hard out of millions of black people to get one of them to do some egregious act against a white person. And look,
white people do it too. White people go in their kid, their family, like it happens, school shootings, right? So there's rotten actors in every group. The problem is these powers that control all of us blast these messages, enrage the general population, and I believe they're like setting the stage for World War III.
You know what's funny about it too?
Setting the stage for World War III.
they don't even need to use their propaganda machines to push this divisiveness anymore. Because once that CCTV footage got out of the black guy, bro, and then we're a part of it. We're a part of that system that blasted out there. We reacted to it. Every other streamer and political commentator out there reacted to it. So all they need to do, like, think about it from the perspective of the people in charge. Okay, because I'm like a very good marketer, bro. I've made over $7 million in the last 3 years doing this. I've generated 2 billion views. I've ran entire communities of clippers, and bro, I've like ran little cult communities. I get how this stuff works from the perspective of them. I just run it on a smaller scale. This week, we want to divide whites and blacks. Okay, all we need to do is get a black guy to kill a white girl, and it has to be on camera.
Or whenever it happens, just magnify it. That's it.
They don't even need to magnify it. They just need, I'm saying all they need to do is move that one chess piece. All they need to do is get that black guy to kill that white girl, and boom, that's it. It's viral everywhere. They don't even have, once it's done, the guys in charge, they kick their feet up like this. They don't have to do anything else. We do the rest for them.
I truly believe there's been an agenda to divide humanity, divide Americans. They're setting the charges. They're getting ready to bring down the entire system worldwide so they can justify World War III. I think we're literally heading to Armageddon.
Yeah.
Let's look at a little bit more footage. And there's a lot of these things happening right now around the world. That's what this episode is.
This is in Poland?
UK, Poland, Ireland, all on fire right now, bro. Anti-migrant, anti-immigrant, all hell's breaking loose. I guarantee you they're watching what Trump's doing in America and they're loving it. Like he's rounding everyone up and they want them to do the same thing.
From the US to the UK, Poland, Australia, Ireland, and many others, a fresh wave of anti-immigrant protests are being witnessed in many countries in the West. Concerns over crime and security dominate the discourse, with top leaders often linking migrants to terrorism or violent crime.
What his people did, representing him, was allow millions and millions of people from jails, from prisons all over the world, people from mental institutions and insane asylums, gang members, drug dealers, pouring into our place. And you know what? Our people voted for me to get them out.
Crime rate's gone up. There's a lot of assault charges that have been dished out.
Execute the order!
This is really easy, though. Who they should be mad at is the politicians that created the open borders.
Well, look at the group that's pushing that the most.
But they're taking out their, exactly.
That group is pushing it the most, and their own country, you can't even take DNA tests.
Nope.
It's a joke.
But here's the thing, though. But here's my thing. So they're raging. They're going for the low-hanging fruit in their minds. They are. I'm sorry. I hate to tell you. You guys are useful idiots right now. You're taking your anger out on the wrong. You should turn your anger on your leaders, bro. That's who you need to be pissed at. That's who, not some innocent immigrant guy that fucking walking down the block just because he's dark-skinned. Like, you guys are stupid. They're playing you, bro. I understand you feel overwhelmed, the demographics of your nation changed and blah, 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 blah. But you're still not addressing the core problem. The core problem is you need to get these politicians out of power, throw them in prison. That's what the you need to do. That's what you guys need to do.
Yeah, and none of the civilians also stood up for it at all when our countries were going into these places, bombing the out of them, putting people in power.
Australia helped destabilize the Middle East.
Destabilizing all these countries. And then what do you think is going to happen a few years down the line,
They're
bro?
going to come. They have nowhere else to go.
And we're being treated like second-class citizens.
Our kids struggling to get homes.
What is behind the rising protests against migrants in the West?
Bro, I'm not trying to talk about religion nonstop, but Islam really does just fix all these problems, bro. Without interest, you wouldn't need to take out a 7% interest mortgage
to buy a house.
To buy a house, bro.
Do you enjoy the banking system? Have they done good for you? You've not followed the rules of the Bible or Islam. Is interest doing good for you? Are you happy that your banksters control your lives?
Are you familiar with why Jesus flipped a table?
Yeah, they were dealing with usury.
It is the most demonic form of financial distribution ever.
And it's got all of us by the f***ing balls.
Like this.
Did you realize that this is happening all over like this right now?
Why is the right to asylum under stress in many European nations? Are the protests xenophobic or carefully orchestrated to win votes?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I can't stand these words. Islamophobic, xenophobic. It's just so gay. I don't know what it is, bro. Those words just annoy me.
This guy's a piece of Good, play. I don't know. I never thought, bro. Man, it's so hard as an Albanian to actually think that I would be rooting for the Ruskies, bro. Like, I'm not talking about their views of my people and our country. I'm talking about the way he's running his country, bro. He's like, oh, you want to suck a 𝐸𝐸 and you're a guy? I mean, that's how he is. Do you see what? We never reacted to those videos. Do you ever see what they do to them, man?
No.
Dude, look.
Bro, that Putin interview with Tucker, that was such a snooze, man. Did you watch that? It was so boring. Russia oppresses LGBTQ.
Gay clubs across Russia have been raided just days after the country ruled the LGBT plus community was extremist. The reports from Moscow followed the highest court in Russia banning what it called the global LGBTQ movement. Human rights groups have slammed the actions. Gay clubs across Russia have been raided just days after the country ruled the LGBT.
Yeah, he's not playing games, dude. What does he think about it?
Bro, how goofy is it that in front of our
There have been
eyes...
clashes in Moscow as gay rights activists tried to hold an unofficial demonstration. They were attacked by Russian nationalists who used pepper spray against the campaignainers outside the hall. Police intervened and arrested several demonstrators from both sides.
Russia.
So, I mean, how do we not kind of, do you want to cover what's going on in Nepal too? Or that's a separate episode because they're literally people because they shut off their internet. Serbia's another one. Play Serbia because we're in Europe right now. We'll do Nepal separately.
Tense scenes here in northern Serbia as anti-government protesters clashed with riot police. Thousands of demonstrators had taken to the streets once again, with many in the crowd calling for early elections, seeking to oust President Aleksandar Vučić and his S party.
That's Jesus?
They're Orthodox.
We're here because we want elections.
So that's what their Jesus looks like?
Yeah.
We're here because of the institutions and this abnormality we live in. We had enough. We want this to stop and to go back to normal life. This is unbearable. This is a catastrophe. This is not life. Everything has stopped because of one man.
He's a globalist.
The solution is to call elections.
He is 100% backed by
who?
Soros.
What was that?
They helped elect a lesbian prime minister.
Bomba clot.
Okay. And they're doing policies that are like,
You're saying in Serbia?
Yeah, fitting the agenda. Now, the same thing is this is happening throughout the Balkans, where the people think that we're still all enemies. Traditionally, we've all been enemies. But the people they put in power all work for the same people. So we really have no real leaders in our countries, in my opinion. And we're all like, okay, like they're destabilized. We're losing our culture. They want to absorb us all into the EU. So we lose our identity. That's how they do this. Look at Western Europe. How did it work out for them? Okay, yeah, join the EU. Join the EU. We're going to flood you. We're going to spend your money on wars. We're going to open up the borders. We're going to allow everyone in. We're going to, basically, you're going to completely erase your identities. That's what happened. Half the problems that Europeans are having is because you joined the EU and their leaders are so corrupt. They opened up your borders and they erased and eradicated your countries and your identity and your nationality and your traditions. That's the truth.
Damn, bro. Anything else here?
That's about it, bro. That's not enough. 21 minutes of chaos all throughout Europe and Russia. It's a good one, huh?
Isn't it crazy that just one based leader could fix basically all of these problems? One guy that's actually for the people. Were you weren't around when, what was it, Giuliani did the...
What the hell is this?
Broken glass theory? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
When New York City was going to shit.
Yeah. I lived those days, bro. We were scared to even go into the city, bro.
Bro, wouldn't simply
he turned it on
live streaming public of people that do these heinous crimes, wouldn't that automatically drop these crimes for like 90%?
Due process, jury.
You know, it'd be awesome if our politicians that happened to, if we actually held that consistency with them.
Bro. Amazing it would be, bro.
Bro, in front of our eyes right now, I still can't believe the Trumpstein stuff, bro. The island boy.
He's an island boy. He was an island boy.
He ran his marketing campaign on being for the people and exposing
the swamp.
But
he's an island boy, island boy.
And him and JD Vance, they're just like...
Say it together. Because they're both
island boys.
Epstein Island boys.
I feel like a broken record, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You know, I was telling you this earlier. I feel like in a few months, maybe a couple years max, we're going to be looking back thinking, oh, look at all this time we spent on content, building these businesses, getting our money up.
It ain't going to matter.
And we're going to realize, you know what? If we just took 100th of that time and spent it on building a cabin in the woods.
Digging a ditch in
the woods, it would have been a better use of time.
Maybe.
Are you prepared for if something goes down? Like, are you actually prepared?
The best preparation is to pray like the drowning man, like the prophet said.
You also have to tie your camel and get some food. And
yeah, I understand. I'm prepared, bro. Unc's prepared.
You have like a year's supply of food. Don't you have like a year's supply of food or something?
I'm a people that has been in war for over 2,000 years, bro. Since the time of the Romans, we were the most elite soldiers and fighters. We saved Rome 17 times.
17 times.
I'm an ancient Illyrian warrior of Dardania, bro. My ancestors come from a nation of war. We've been invaded since the time of Alexander the Great, who was one of ours, by the way. I don't give a what anyone says. And we are the Albanians. Why do you guys cut my sound effect short for, bro?
Because it's long, bro. It's a long sound effect.
In any event, smash the smash button, bro. Hit that sub button. Drop a comment. Make sure you follow Unc, man. Show them where they can find you, bro.
Socials on the screen.
Because we got a lot of episodes stock out. We'll see you soon. Tell them about the program, bro.
Yeah, I just dropped a full mini course on how you can get started making content for brands. So I network with brands, connect you with them, and you literally just have to make TikToks reviewing products, and you get paid for it. So mini course, top of the description on how you can get started with that. Check it out. That's about it from us. See you in the next one.
See you next time.